Hey guys, welcome back. So in this lecture, we're going to see how to run and test the GraphQL query or API in Postman. So this is the Postman API. So this is the link or the same, the API we're going to use. This is the one, okay? And also in a Postman to do a test GraphQL API, there is a two method. One method in a Postman, they have a specific collection that's dedicated for the GraphQL API testing, as well as the regular collection we have seen to create a collection and request. You can use the both. So we'll see both way. So let's see this first, the method one, the specific, GraphQL section for API, GraphQL API testing. So let's go to our Postman, and here if you go to new, and then you will see there is an option over here specific for GraphQL. So clicking up there, and then you can give it, whatever the name you can. So first is the enter URL. So enter URL is like the API URL. So what would be the API URL? Let me go there. So this is the API URL. So you can copy from here, or make sure you copy from there. So here's the difference. Here, this is the one. Learning, yes, so this is the one, right? So you can copy from here and go back to your Postman. So put it over here, and here and since this is dedicated section only for the GraphQL, so you don't have to select the request type is like post. We know this GraphQL is always support post, but you don't have to. Okay, and this is the the benefit for using this section. And then for the query over here, the queries, here you're going to write your query, and you can put your variable even. But before that, you have to put the authentication. So there is a header, go header. So, and go back to our API. So here they have it. You can see there is a request header. So this is the authentication things that you have to pass so that it can connect with this API. It has the authorization. So what's the key and value? So first is what type of key is the content type, right? So content type, go to the API. So this is the content type, and then content type is a key, and what's the value? Go back to there and copy exactly. This is the value, right? Make sure when you copy and paste, there is no space before and after. And there is another authentication we have to pass, which is called authorization, right? So authorization, go here, and then what's the value? The value is going to be this. So this is the big one, right? So make sure you select the all the value from this for this authorization, okay? And then go back to your API and then place it over here. Okay, it's a long value for the authentication, so make sure, and also then you save it. So when you're gonna save it, so you can just give a request name, your collection name. You can say, graph, okay, GraphQL. You can say whatever it is. It's a GraphQL test, okay, GraphQL test, and this is the request name. I would say let's give a request name, get top 5 user or 5 users, get 5 users, okay, whatever. So this is the request name. So save it. So this is your get 5 users. This is your request name. So this is the API link. Now you can see, as soon as you give the authorization, it's navigate to the API. It's getting all the different options that so you can create your query even selecting from over here too, right? You can see there is a query, you can select it from over here. Okay, you can select from over here, fetch data. So you can see, as soon as you click up here, so query user ID name. So if you click on there, so it will, and then if you want to limit, let me just limit it. So limit, so you can put the value over here, so limit of 5. Okay, limit of 5, then click on query. There we go. You can see a response. So here is a 5 user, it's showing. Okay, so the very simple way you can write your query, just selecting from here, or if you go back to the query, same, if you go over here, just remove this one, just remove this query from here and just select. You can write a query, this how to write a query, but still you can select from here. Okay, and then it's a user you want to show ID and the name, and then you can put a limit also. Where is the limit? Limit of 3 user, okay, or 5 user. So you can copy paste the query from here and paste it up there. It's totally up to you how you get the query. As long as you get the right query, it will work. Right, the same over here. Well, let me get the to-do list. Okay, go over here. Let's add a to-do over here, and the to-do you want to say title. Okay, to-do you want to have the title. Okay, that's it. So just copy this one and go there and then paste it here. So query again, the query user. So it's totally up to you, so you can get it from here through this here. It's the same place because it has the authorization now. It can navigate to the access data API, and it's drag all the information, all the data model over here. Now it's getting you can select from here and then click on query. You see, so you can get it over here. So this is the way you can easily use the GraphQL section specifically for doing the GraphQL query testing or API testing. Okay, that's a method 1. Method 2, we have a regular, we have a regular collection over here that we did for our REST API testing. You can use over here too. So you can create another query collection over here. Let's create another collection. So create a blank collection. You can give a name. GraphQL demo API testing, demo API. Okay, so this is the, and here you can add a, okay, give a name over here. So I would say get user data probably. Okay, I would say get user data, get users, okay, users data, whatever you give a name, just a, and here the request type definitely have to be post. So this is a regular collection, so you have to select the type of the HTTP request you are going to pass, and then again go to there, get your API link URL, paste it here, and again definitely you have to make sure you have to pass the also the header, the value for your authentication, right, key and value. Let me go and get it again. This is the content type, and then key is here, and what would be the value? Value would be, this is the one value, this is the value, and paste it over here. Then the second one is authorization key, and the value would be the long value. Okay, make sure you doesn't have any space, anything before and after. This will consider as an extra character, so it will able to fail to authentication, so it will to fail to connect with your API, and then it's the test, it will not go through, right? And now let's go to, make sure you save it, and after that you go to the body. Here is the body where you are going to pass your request, your query request, right? Go over here, come over here, select the GraphQL. So here is a GraphQL, right? And the GraphQL here, you're going to write your query. So let me go to, you can copy the same queries from our previous discs, or let's go from here. So just copy this, go back to here, and then type, place it over here, send. Here we go. You can see the data, right? All the 5 users, all the data as we look for, as we ask for, right? So this is the way. And now you can add Variable too. We know this how to write the variable, right? So I'm just let me pass the code for the variable. You know that's let me just write a query for variable. This is for this is a query, so limit, this is declare a variable, int is the type, and here is the user, and that's the variable called that this variable, the limit variable, and its type is limit, and will apply to user, and we are looking for the ID and name. Okay, and then you have to declare the variable. So over here you can say GraphQL variable. So here you can declare a variable. To declare a variable, all you have to type over here, the call the variables. So to call the variables, it should be in a string format, right? What's the name of the variable? Limit. Limit, and then the value of the variable is say 5. Okay, 5. Now click on send. It will show you exactly the 5 users data, right? You can say 1 sets, 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets, 5 sets, right? If you want, you can change now to say 3. This is the benefit of using variables. So your parameter, the parameter you pass it over here, like you pass it over here, like limit parameter, you pass it over here. It is a dynamic. It makes you dynamic using a variable. So you can change your value to this parameter will assign on the runtime. So now it's a 3. Let's click on send. It should give you 3 sets of user ID and name. You can see. Okay, so this is very simple. This is the way you have to pass your query, and then also you pass your variable. Now how can I test it? So to test it is the same way we did the test. First of all, you can test manually. You can say, okay, yeah, I see this 200 the status code, which is it's supposed to, and I see this 3 sets of ID and name. It's for a user strings in the response body as a on a JSON file. It looks good. But apart from there, you can write a query like we did for the REST API. To do this, go your script, and here is a post response. Type it over here. So type it over a similarly same way we did before. Let me go to our data over here. Remember that our spreadsheet, the previous the old spreadsheet, same spreadsheet we use. So I have a spreadsheet also for the graph URL. So here's the post, I have the sample query, and also you can have somewhere, there is some sample code. It's same way we created the query for writing our test cases. So you can validate the status, you can validate response, some specific string in from the response body. You can do it. So I'm just copying and going to paste it over here. Okay, so validating a status code. So using the Postman object and calling the test methods. Here is the 2-part, as you already supposed to know it now by the time you are in this lecture. The first part is the 2 arguments you can pass. One is the title of the test cases as a string. Another one is this test function. This is the JavaScript function, and then from there as a body, the PM using a expect chaining, right? Expect style, and here we're again calling from the PM the response, which is refer to this whole response, the response method, and out of this I can use the code, calling the code, and then equals to 200, right? This is all validate 200, and then this is the next one is that we can either validate a specific to make it very easy, simple, a specific one of the string like data, one of the node or key string is available or not. We can do this one, the validate data is present in the response body or not. Here is the PM. So here I can use the PM response. So since this is in the response body in the JSON format, which is the text format, the human body humanly can read it easily. So that's why calling the text method, you already know it. Now where we want to ensure its presence or include the data, right? It should pass that. Along with this, if you want to test from the data for user any specific ID and value, you want to compare ID and value, you can definitely use the JSON's Pathfinder, the tools, where it will give you exactly the right path up until until you find your your key and value, or your specific node and value, right? So you need that one. And also you have to parse your the JSON this JSON file to a JavaScript object, right? So you know that we have covered those things in our previous lecture, so you should know it, right? So here it's let's click on send. Here we go. The two test result. Here is both of them are passing. Validating status code, also finding the data string in our response body. Okay. So this is the way you can write your also test cases and test your GraphQL API. I hope that was easy and very useful. And it's now GraphQL is getting more popular and popular. Okay. Thank you.